Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jason and you're watching Jason Jensen Trains. We are picking up right where we left off in the last video. I've gotten some work done on this side. I have finalized where our sidewalks and roads are going up here. And as you can see, I've started making some trees, which is the main focus of today's video. All right, well, if you haven't already, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel. All right, well, like always, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Okay, before we get into making trees, let me give you a quick update on the layout and what I've been working on. Since the last video, I put in this road. Now that road gets painted and will look like that road right there. And as you can see, I've got some trees on the layout. What else? Been working in this area. A quick show you. There's a little retaining wall. We'll have to put in posts holding this up, and then there's a set of stairs that come down, and then that leads to a platform, like a little ramp, and then another ramp, and another ramp that leads to a lower floating platform right here. And I got all the roads and sidewalks figured out. I've got some trees started here. I still have to do some painting on these and then add some leaves on it. But all the trees on the layout are going to be fall trees. So it'll be yellows, reds, orange, browns, just all the fall colors. So the tree making starts with sagebrush that's found here in Colorado. Makes beautiful trees. And you can cut these into smaller trees. I have boxes and boxes full of this stuff. Then for all the branches, we use super tree material. So this is the tree that I'm currently working on. And you can see I've just started gluing branches onto the top. Let me put the camera on the tripod and we'll finish working on this tree. The first thing I do is take a piece of the sagebrush and cut a simple shape that I like. Then, as you can see, I use clothespins and put multiple ones on it, like 2 or 3, to make sure that it doesn't fall over while I'm working on it. Then it's just a matter of breaking off branches from the super tree material and gluing it on. I find it really useful to have tweezers that open when you squeeze them. Now, another helpful tip is when you cut your branch, always try to cut it at an angle. Don't cut it flat, make a straight cut, unless you're gluing it to a branch that is flat. But if you're gluing it to the side and that's at an angle, it just has a nice transition from the branch to the tree trunk. This takes quite a bit of time and patience. So for those of you who don't know, I'm using super glue, and then I'm using an accelerator. This just speeds up the drying time and makes it pretty much instant. So once you spray that on there, it is completely dry and set, and you can move on to the next branches. You always want to start at the top and work your way down. Okay, after this step, I'll spray it with hairspray and sprinkle on the leaves, and I'll use different material. I'll show you that later on. And then we have to take a small paintbrush and match the color of the trunk to the branches. And so we'll go in and we'll paint some branches so that it's a nice blend. I wanted to mention that when you're using this material, you'll see that there's little like leaves that are like curlicue leaves that have to be broken off. So you just have to take the time to break all those little things off. Again, this takes a lot of time and patience. To do one tree, to get all the branches glued on it, takes about an hour and a half. Again, then I have to, I'll spray it with hairspray, sprinkle on some leaves, not a lot, just a little bit, and then I'll have to paint some of the branches so that it matches the trunk a little better. Okay, I'll show you this quick. On here, I don't know if you can see, there's a branch that sticks up right there. We're going to take this and glue it right to the end of it. So we'll put some super glue on here and then some on here. I'm going to put a little bit more to kind of fill in. Now, that one goes up straight, and then the one we glued on it sort of went over a little bit at an angle. So now what I'm going to do to make that look a little bit more natural It just takes time because you have to position it first on your tweezers, the direction you want it to go. Then put glue on both pieces. Then hold it so it doesn't move. Hold it for a second. And there you go. All right, I'll finish this up. So I have, like I said, it takes about an hour and a half to do one tree. And then with putting leaves on it, painting it, it's probably 2 hours per tree. Okay, here is our finished tree. And what I do is I drill a hole in the bottom and then I put a nail in there, so I can just stick it in the layout. Now this tree from the side, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of an odd shape. And what I do is I build each tree for a specific spot on the layout. And I'll show you where this is going to go. Okay, so I've already poked a hole in the layout with a nail. Let's see if I can find the hole. There we go. So there's less branches in the back because you would imagine they would trim them so they're not scraping on the side of the buildings. So you can see we have another one here. I may have to cut that shorter. I'll cut it down after I get the branches glued on. We have one here, and this will probably be maybe in the side like that. It's kind of an odd shaped one. Gives it some character. Okay, so I just did a mixture of a bunch of different colors. We're going to spray the top of the trees with hairspray. And this is for Extreme Hold number 10. Okay, now we need to paint some branches so that it matches a little bit better. We're going to use neutral gray, iced coffee, and bittersweet chocolate. And I'm just mixing them together, not even blending all the colors together evenly. So I don't know if you can see. As you can see, it really doesn't take long. Do a little bit of dry brushing. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, I'll get the other trees and do the same. You just want it to blend in nice so it's not noticeable that you glued on branches. Wow, I love how these trees have turned out. But like I said, they take a lot of time and patience to make. But I want them to be the same quality as the structures. Actually, all the scenery needs to be the same quality as the structures. I will be making trees like this for the rest of the layout. We have probably hundreds of trees to make. I also want to make some pine trees. And I'll have a complete video on how to build pine trees. It is so exciting working on the layout and sharing it with all of you. And of course, a huge, huge thank you to all of my Patreons. This is not possible without the help from all of you. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you'd like to become a Patreon, please visit patreon.com/Jason Jensen Trains. Now, if you're a Patreon, throughout the week, you'll get to see photos of things that I'm working on, like trees and putting in roads. Anything that I'm working on, I upload photos throughout the week and share it with all of my Patreon members. So please consider becoming a Patreon. All right, well, until next time, stay motivated and happy modeling, everyone.